it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Aye, the tide still flows and the wind still blows, but it's time for us to leave her. It was a summer day, we set our sails. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. With the freeborn storm we could not fail. Now it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Aye, the tide still flows and the wind still blows, and it's time for us to leave her. Near 200 ships set out that day. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. And they turned their might towards Qatar Bay, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Aye, the tide still flows and the wind still blows, and it's time for us to leave her. Was a magic fog upon the sea. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. It obscured both friend and enemy. Now it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Aye, the tide still flows and the wind still blows, and it's time for us to leave her. And the Grendel came with the rising sun. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. They outnumbered us near 3-1, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Aye, the tide still flows and the wind still blows, and it's time for us to leave her. So with fire and sword we forged ahead.
Hello everybody. Welcome to... I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm so tired. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to whatever this is. Thanks for coming along. We're gonna chat a little bit of Empire. Welcome everyone to Who the Fuck Knows What stream. Pretty much, it's the best way to be. So let us know if there's anything. I wish I had something to drink at the moment. That's the sort of feeling I've got. So we're going to chat a bit about Empire. We're going to go, Rachael is very quiet. Let me have a look at that. Oh, say something, Rachael? Say something else?
Something else.
Excellent. You were very quiet because I had you muted. So,
thanks, mate.
That's alright. Did well there. But at least we didn't start talking, so that's good. Cheers, Dan. Thanks for pointing that one out, mate. So...
I mean, I can leave if you want.
So we're going to chat a bit of Empire, we'll just chat about what your expectations were, what you found out, what you realised it was going to be like, just stuff, and we'll go on from there. Has the stream just started? Yes, mate. We have literally just started, and we're dealing with my ineptitude as a streamer straight off the bat. It's amazing. We're doing well. So, hello. Hi, Brad. Hope you're okay. So, you've been to the wonderful round number of one
Yeah.
event,
And then the world ended.
and then the world ended. We did well, and then you picked the wrong nation to be in because you've picked the brass
the best
coast.
nation.
Yeah, you picked the brass coast. You picked a brass coaster.
No. Freeborn. Always freeborn.
Freeborn.
You can't put your drink on us. Well, you probably could if you paid us enough.
Brass coast, best coast. Selexius. So, what is your favourite drink to hold? Picked not Wintermark, yes, pretty much. Raven Elf is now hosting my stream with one viewer. Fantastic, thank you very much for that. And I love the GIF that I've picked for that. It's so cool. It's Will shooting Evan in the bollocks on the LARP's series, and I love it so much. It is so cool. I'm going to go off. I'm going to do one of my well-timed tangents here. Bad time to be brass coast, or have your resource in Suak. Yeah, it's just bad time to be brass coast. Let's face it. Not as bad as High Guard though. It's
alright. One day we'll get our navies back. One day.
Yes. Did you like the song that was playing beforehand? It's the Lament of Katazar Bay. That was
For such a happy nation, we have a lot to lament about, really.
That was completely random. So, but yeah. So, LARP's the series. It's got there's a character in it called Will, played by a guy called Scott Humphreys, who I'm actually chatting to tomorrow. Very, very funny. Going off on a tangent already. There's been nothing to tangent from. I know, it's great. I have a gift, Matt. I really do. And it reminds me of so many LARP archers. So he's coming. So the main guy, he's coming along with the. I still haven't deactivated the PayPal yet. I have to do that. Ah, fuck's sake! Right, I'm doing it now. I don't care if you can see all of my stuff on the screen.
Bear with us, people.
Because it's gonna piss me off royally. Oh shit! And now I've loaded up Twitch. Oh my god. Oh my god! What am I doing? What am I doing?
I love the fact that most people are just like, I can't consider myself an archer unless I've pod shotted someone on the field, and everyone who's been in an archer block is just like, I've got this one pod shot story.
Yes.
I've got this one headshot story.
Let's.
Ain't no party like a Brass Coast party. Heck yeah.
Don't know. Let's turn that one off. Remove command. Close. Right, that should have fixed that issue. Anyway, so yeah, he basically one of the other characters, he comes running along with this orb, and he's like, "Here we have the orb, and it's going to do the amazing thing," and the wizard goes, "Oh, are you under the control of another?" And he's like, "No, it's me. It's fine. I'm okay." And she lowers her staff. He's like, "Are you under control from another?" And he's like, "No, it's me." And then Will comes running along with his bow and arrow, and he's just like, "Ooh, are we fucking knocked us up?" And it's like, "No. And I'm fine. It's like, "Ooh." Gets the arrow and he goes, "Right, I shoot him in the dick." That's just the low. Like, I shoot him in the dick. It's like, "Oh, right, okay." And it just goes on and on from there. It's great.
Friends shoot friends in the dick with laugh-safe arrows.
Yes, or if you're Sam Wheatley, you shoot me in the dick. Just a lot. All aboard the topic derail train,
It's a
pretty
sign
much.
of his love.
Oh yes, definitely. Is Moobot still on the fritz? Yeah, Moobot's been. I think I fixed it now, so hopefully that's all good. So, ain't no party like a Brasco's party. When I'm still doing, I've not completed the basic kit stream yet, most of the way through, but I hope you make sure to include the gentleman's sausage protection from Arrow's device. No, I haven't. I didn't say anything about wearing a cup at all. And then
Wear a cup, guys.
Then Matt's ruined it all by asking a sensible question. You suck. So
He's getting us on track.
he is. He's trying. He's doing his best. I've only ever been shot in the groin when monstering at Empire. I got shot 3 times in the balls in like 6 minutes, and that was like running across the field, and I just got put down to the point where a ref came over and just said, "Yeah, I'm just going to walk you in the other direction. Don't go that way." And that was it. It was pretty bad. So, but Matt has asked, Rachel, why have you picked the wrong nation to be?
That is not what he's asked, and
No,
you
it
know
isn't.
it.
Did your first Empire turn out to be anything like you expected it to be?
Yes and no. Like, I'd watched the whole Rick Man in a Van series. I'd watched the whole Three Men Go LARPing thing, so I had an idea of what Empire was going to be like. And I went because a friend was playing it, but I went in with no expectations because I just wanted to enjoy it.
Mm.
And the first thought was just like, fucking hell, this is a lot of tents and people. So it's really overwhelming the first time you go because you don't usually see that many people outside of like a big music concert or like a festival somewhere.
Mm.
And so having the thought of there are over 2,000 nerds in this field is amazing and terrifying.
Yes, you can smell them a mile away. It's
I think that was the livestock. No,
yeah,
it was the
wow.
marches.
Ooh. It's the High Guard
Sorry.
robes. It's all crusty and oh, I can't make Catholic jokes.
I still maintain that like the High Guard are extra salty because they no longer have high horses to sit on top of.
Pretty much, pretty much. So, yeah, but yes, it's quite. I still remember my first time going there, but it was different for me because the first I went to the very very first one. So we turned up and everybody was very looking around, very nervous, very sheepish, and just like we don't know what we're doing. No one knew what they were doing, and you had people doing. You look back at it now, and it was very very silly. A lot of people made very very silly mistakes, and it was just yeah. Everybody was sort of like, well, we'll do this, we'll try this. Even the civil service were like, oh well, we don't know, but we'll try this. We think it's this. It might be like this. We just don't know. And it was. And it was quite good. It was really really good because as you went on, everybody sort of grew into it, and you get more used to it. But I can understand because the first time I went, I took my friend Josh when he came. We got to the top of the field, and as we drove down to park up outside the Navarre Woods, and you could see everything, and he was just like, "Shit, I wasn't expecting this." When you see
Yeah.
everybody there, so was it the same sort of reaction from? Was it the same reaction for you? Was it?
Yeah, because when you first drive up, what you're mainly going to see is like the out of character tents.
Mm.
So I got that all set up and then went into the in character field because I went up on the Thursday. And just seeing the sheer amount of bell tents, of which I've only seen like 3 together ever in my life, was like,
Mm.
fucking hell, there's fields of this. There's a forest over there. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing to see. I wasn't prepared for like how nice everyone was as well. I thought it was going to be a case of, well, I'm going to be socially awkward for the first 2 days. And literally, as soon as I put my tent down, someone popped their head out and was just like, "Do you need help putting your tent up?" It's like,
Oh. Oh,
what for?
that's sweet. That's nice. Yeah.
It's like I can give you cake if I do.
Yeah. A lot of people do that. I think. I remember once Helen got gave someone a lift there, or no, got a lift from someone there, or gave them. I can't remember. No, I think.
Mm.
Oh, Helen will have to tell me. No, I think he gave. I can't remember. It's gone, completely gone. I'm not going to go around in that circle. But the help, it was literally, thanks for doing this. Now can you help me put my tent up? That was it. It was, yeah, it's really nice. But a lot of people do it. There are people who'll do their stuff. They'll wander around. And it's just like, do you need any help putting your tent up? They'll help put their tent up, and then they'll move on, and then they'll go and see the next people and be like, do you need help putting your tent up and stuff. So, right, Stug, the Corgi Meister, has asked, when will you be correcting your nation error and joining Wintermark?
I'm sensing a theme here.
I've set bad people off. I've done well. Or more seriously, what do you wish you knew before you attended your first Empire, and what would you do differently if you could? aside from joining Wintermark?
Oh, that's a weird one.
It's a good question. I like
I
that
think I'll
one.
probably correct the Brass Coast decision if I die. I've
Yeah.
already got 2 nation options lined up if my character does die, although that might take a while because I'm planning on going non-combat for a little while. But I wish I'd known or done differently. I think I wish I'd known a bit more about other nations because I went in with the idea of I'll just research my nation and I'll find stuff out in play
Yeah, it's a good
and
idea.
I'll figure stuff out as I go along. And now part of me is just like, I wish I'd known a little bit more so I could have teased stuff in roleplay. So I wish I'd known more about the orcs. I wish I'd known more about Wintermark, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm still doing my research on Wintermark. So you've said so if your tea coaster dies, what are your so you is it you're go looking at Wintermark for a next character? Are you then or
Possibly Navarre, then possibly Wintermark.
yeah? Okay, okay. I
Just
I think
because in terms of...
no,
Sorry.
I was just going to say your kit will
In
be
terms
very
of...
different and be warmer.
Yeah, I'll have to... Yeah, I'll have to chuck away all the really nice kind of bright colours and just go for a lot of wool.
Mm. Yes, yeah, definitely. Oh, speaking of wool, I need to do work on my kit tomorrow as well. And I'm going to annoy Helen so much while I'm doing it because I am so inept. I really, really am. And I tell you, when I'm streaming on Monday, George, I will have the tree background just for you, mate. All right. So I've got Helen, other Helen, coming on tomorrow. So not tomorrow, Monday. For fuck's sake. But
Let's
yeah,
get that calendar sorted.
I really do. I really need someone to help me do that. So, but still. So yeah, it's yeah. Everyone has a separate nation. There was another question there as well. My mouse is gone. I don't know where that's gone. There it is. Oh dear. So Brad has asked, what does your character do, mage or priest, etc., and are you changing anything for your next event?
So my character does nothing yet. I have not allocated any points. I have not decided where I'm going because I didn't want to make... I know there's a thing where you can email PD and you can get your points reallocated.
Yeah.
But since I don't know the system very well, I wanted to go in with the whole thing of I will find this out and spend points as I go for the next year that I play. So now that I've kind of been to the first one and I've seen some of the things that interest me, I'm just like, okay, like magic looks really interesting. I want to see a ritual and then decide if I want to go into rituals. And now that I've watched some of your streams, alchemy looks really interesting because Helen's made that sound amazing. So I think the next one that I go to is definitely going to be going around and having in-character conversations about what happens if I do this, what happens if I want to do this, who do I need to talk to? Because I want to find something that interests me and go that way for it.
Yeah, I think Helen's done a wonderful job of promoting the alchemy side of the game. So she's done really well. I think she's going to have her own gang. So she's gonna. I think she's going to be terrifying.
I can't wait for there to be a giant cauldron.
I think she. I
Just
think she has
when
been
shall
looking
we
at
3D again?
Oh yeah. Is it Eddie Izzard? When shall we three meet again? Tuesday? Okay. um, so, has someone asked why Rachel chose the Brass Coast? No. You've thought that. That's a great question, Alex. We have not done that yet. So, what drew you to the Brass Coast? The wrong coast?
The right coast, the best coast. Mainly it was the fact that one of the people that I knew was playing there, so that led me to look at the nation a little bit. But mainly I just loved the brief. I loved the idea that it was... calligraphy is a big thing, so art's a big thing. Illuminated contracts was something that's just like, okay, that's interesting. That's something I can work what I do into.
Yeah.
I loved the idea of it being a constant party, of there being like song, dance, that sort of thing. This was before I looked at the Navarre and went, oh, that looks pretty good too. I just love the whole colourful, throwing up artistic vibe about the coast. It was just like, that
Yeah.
one.
Yes, yeah. I swore that I would never dance. I hate dancing. Steve hates dancing. I've now made a promise to someone that I am going to go to ah some dancing club. That's at Empire. So I've got to go and do that.
Senate Night Dance Club.
Something like that. So I'm
Yeah.
going off to do that, and also when the Navarre they did a huge um, one of their big rituals for the nation, which they sort of like they activate a trod essentially, where they give all the magic they realign it to the magic and stuff like that, and it's a fantastic thing. And basically, they're at the Regio, and there are people playing
Yeah.
music. There's lights, there's fire, and people start dancing around it in a circle, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So at its height, um, there was 120 of us dancing
Well,
around this thing, and I even joined in, and it was insane. It was so much fun to do. So yeah, you really, even if you're to the people who are scared of doing things and don't want to jump in and are worried about stuff like that, you get caught up in the moment. You really, really do.
yeah.
It is so much fun. So that's in Navarre. Heard they have pro dancers. They really do. They've got a lot of people who do like fire poi as well.
Yeah.
They've got some of the best performers in the Empire as well. I mean, they've got Sam Wheatley there. They've got Justin there. They've got Gabs there. There's loads. I can't name them. I don't even know the guy's name, but he won the theatre popular vote Red. I don't know his
Oh
name,
yeah.
but he's fantastic. He was absolutely fantastic. It was really cool. So yeah, go and check out the theatre stream as well because you get some really cool stuff in that. So, what goals, if any, have you set yourself for the next Empire event? Yeah, cute Sneck, as
Spend
he was called.
character point.
Spend character points.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I definitely want to go in. I've talked to a few people OC kind of
Yeah.
in between this and the last event, and I've just been like, right, can I talk to you in character about this? Is this something that we can do together? That and my friend Matt, who I also met there, who is also from the Barras Coast,
Mm.
he wants to set up a coffee shop, so hopefully we can set that up as well. So I'm going to
Awesome.
help him out with that, and mostly making money. Because prosperity and ambition and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, if we're gonna get Helen's Herbies going,
Hmm.
um, Helen Herbies was my crap attempt at an alliteration gang name for Helen and her alchemy crew. Yeah, I don't, I can't see, Helen's not really typing in chat or doing anything in chat at the moment, so I don't know if she's even listening. But I think, yeah, I can see her being like, is it the gang from West Side Story or something like that? They're walking around and clicking their fingers as they're coming towards you. It's just about to be there throwing herbs at people, that sort of stuff.
I feel like some sort of rap or song battle would be what happens if the Brass Coast and Navarre ever end up going to having a discussion or having like a war kind of thing. It's like we'll settle this with a dance off.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Anarchy alchemists. There's some good ones there. There really is. Helen's hemophiliacs. Only those with the best blood disorders, please. Excellent. So yeah. There's a lot of stuff to do. So when you were at when you were at your first event, your only event, what was the so you got set up, then you got your kit on and that, and you were in the field, and they called time in. What was the first thing that you did? Do you remember?
I went and sold my mana crystals.
Really?
So, yeah, because I was just like, right, I need money and I'm going to need more than 18 rings to get through this weekend. So, I'm not doing anything magey this weekend. I'm just going to sell my stuff, which
Okay.
was, it turns out, a brilliant way to actually get to know my way around Empire a little bit because I had to go and ask people, right, how much should I sell this for? Who should I talk to actually sell this to? Then I had to go around and find other mages that I could sell it to, so I ended up going around, I think, mainly Navarre, and then didn't get to go near Clonco because there weren't too many people there, but I ended up selling them to, his real name's Triz, I can't remember his in-character name, at the Gilded Vine.
No
and ended
idea,
up doing
I'm
that,
afraid.
and then I actually had some money to spend on drink for the rest of the weekend.
Excellent.
And
Yeah, that's
because
good.
my main thing was I want to be social and I want to have a good time, and I'll naturally fall into RP by buying people drinks and going around and seeing what it's like.
George's.
And then I ended up in the York camp.
Was it fun?
It was amazing because it started off with a group of orcs trying to get into the Gilded Vine, where a couple of us were sitting and having a drink. There is some brilliant RP behind the Gilded Vine, and I think Zemris Island, which you should totally go and ask them about because it's a brilliant story. But long story short, the orcs weren't allowed in. There was some brilliant roleplay back and forth with that. The orcs left porn behind because they had been affronted. And it was top quality.
Excellent.
And then I ended up tagging along to go and talk to the orcs in their camp about how to resolve the entire issue. And then we ended up just a couple of us who went with the owners of the Gilded Vine, just ended up standing around this fire pit, scared shitless that we were about to be knifed for if the discussions hadn't gone well. And we just ended up having a bit of a chat and a bit of a drink. And the atmosphere there is amazing. Like, I was not expecting how drawn in I would be.
Yeah.
But every orc plays their part in there, and yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I have never been that scared.
It is awesome. I remember being in there and having a chat with, I think it was Paul Venner at the time, and his orc was telling me and one other why orcs are the superior race and how humans are just dicks and stuff like that. And I spent all the time just agreeing with him because I did. He was just like, yeah, we're twats. Oh, why can't we just do something else? And stuff like that. It was good fun. Really, really good fun. George has said, your only event, Steve, you make it sound like a threat. Well...
yeah, I'm a bit worried about that.
I'm just a twat, mate.
I mean, if you mysteriously find a will, it wasn't me.
Iron-Tide Lock, rip in peace. Yeah, he was really good. I did enjoy chatting away to Iron-Tide Lock. It was good fun. We had... I mean, speaking of wills, are we ready for another tangent?
Let's go for it.
My first character, because my first character was married, had had his family, and then had a striding as well. So I wrote a will out for everyone, and they were all different. I think I had 5 different wills on the go at one point, and everybody arguing over which will was right. It was just like, no, all of them were wrong. It was great. It was great. So, yeah, my real will was over at the hub with the civil service, and I said, there's other wills out there, but this is the right one. And it'd been like countersigned by magistrates and stuff like that. It was awesome. It was so good. A hefty tangent.
I'm waiting for the whole thing of if you ever die, there's going to be some kind of treasure map.
It's going to be a moving treasure map, because it's going to be a treasure map to Grimm, and he's never going to stop moving. So, as I think,
it'll be tattooed on Grimm.
That'd be interesting, actually. X marks the drugs. No,
you have to catch him.
Yeah, pretty much. He's going to take them all in one go. That's how we're going out. That's the plot twist. Guests come on and then disappear after the stream. Oh dear. Well, I hope not, because if Scott's watching tomorrow, I want a season 3 of LARPs, so it's he needs to be in it. More to the point, I need to get a season 3 going, so then I can say, look, I've helped do all of this. Can I be in it? That's another story entirely right there. So you did. So your first day.
We can do a trade.
Go on.
Now we can get them to come over to Empire. It'd be brilliant.
I had a chat with Liz and John afterwards, and I said to them about it, and I just said, if you're ever in the country, so just let me know. Says, and we will do what we can to get you to Empire for a weekend, so you can come and experience a really big LARP. Because the LARPs that they have in Canada they're like 20 to 30 people. They're not huge. So there's the big ones over there. Bickerline, I want to say. I think that's it. I think that's the big one, and that's not huge. I think they're lucky to get 100 people at that. So there are a couple of larger ones over there, but there's nothing the size of Empire or anything like that. So, yeah.
I'm always very envious of all of the Ren fairs that people in America seem to have, though.
I think 40. Yes, there's one called Twin Masks, I believe. I've been chatting away to the people who do that. And there's a permanent Renaissance Fair site over there, but this one's I think it's in Nevada, and and they have that permanent site there, and they go along and they do it all there. I saw a trailer for it, and it was really interesting, actually, very, very interesting. I would love to be able to contact these people and just say, hi, there's going to be 30 people. We're travelling over from the UK. We want to bring our LARP characters from our system to your game. Can we work it out? Bickerline is like 4,000 players. Really?
Wow.
I did kick my desk. I did not realise that. I thought it was very, very small.
That'll be the eventual dream, is to take like Hefty Yeti on tour and just go around America, going around all the Ren fairs and just.
I would love that. But I don't think that they could handle. I don't think they could handle Mac and Grim together. I don't think there's many places that could. They have a permanent site with buildings, etc. The Empire Dream. That's awesome. I will admit I have heard a lot of bad things about Bickerline as well. So, but we're not going to go into those sorts of things. That is a stream on the horizon, to be honest, where we will talk a lot about negatives, I think, is the best way to describe it, and issues with certain areas and stuff. So, but that we will turn it into a positive. Don't worry. So, but it's about dealing with issues face first and getting things sorted. So, So George has asked if you were to add a nation to Empire, what would be your concept? That's an awesome question. I like that one.
That's a really hard one as well. Just because most of what you'd want is covered in Empire. So you've got kind of your shamanistic ideas with a bit of Wintermark. You've got most of your European ideas. You've got most of the British ideas. It's a really hard one because I haven't really thought about it before. Because if you want a primarily like nation that's really magical, then you've got Urizen, for example. But I think since we have Draugr, an undead nation would be interesting.
Is that because you just saw it all in chat? Was that the reason you brought that up?
No, it was actually just like Draugr, undead nations. That and my housemate has been talking about the new Shadowlands expansion for World of Warcraft, so it's just like undead.
Yeah, I saw a joke today, and it said, "What do you get if you cross a necromancer and a bard?"
A necrodancer?
Close. It was a picture of Michael Jackson in Thriller. I was really impressed.
Oh, oh God.
Oh dear. See, I liked the fact that Matt P was really going. He loves the Skaven.
Yeah.
And that was just like, ooh, that could be good fun. Having the Skaven and that could be very, very interesting. So I've lost my mouse again. That was up there.
Yeah, it would be an interesting theological thing for Empire as well, because you would have all of that undead, and then you'd have, I don't know, the question of the labyrinth brought in as well. How does an entire nation of undead affect that?
So, hello, model railwayman. Skaven, yes. George says he'd go with a samurai nation. So more an Eastern looking one. That'd be an interesting. Really, we just need 8 more orc nations to balance things out properly. See, yeah, you could have. See, I would like to see another orc nation because I think the Imperial orcs are quite highbrow as orcs go, and I think getting another orc nation in there of orcs who are just the scum of the earth, the lowest of the low, the real,
so the Grendel then.
the real high guard amongst men, the real
high guard.
So I think that could go really well because then you'll get that of an entire orc nation of people who are going, oh, that's the Reavers, yeah, but turn that an entire nation though, and have that sort of thing. So even lower than the Reavers.
Yeah.
So these are like the maggots of Wintermark, the people who go around just like the the cannibals or something like that as well. Yeah, goblins.
That would very much
like
be
that.
like Fox in the Henhouse kind of thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing would be awesome. I'd love to see that. The Skaven are rats, so that means the labyrinth is a rat run. Oh, dear.
There's a piece of cheese in the labyrinth.
The High Guard hate is strong. I will clarify, I don't hate High Guard. They're just my least favourite nation. And
I see, I'm meant to hate High Guard, so...
Yeah, and I've got a lot of friends in High Guard, so... But I would never play High Guard at all, ever.
My best friends are High Guard.
Never mind. It's Scott's. I don't know if Scott's in chat at all, but he's High Guard. So, so Admiral Baz has said, "What is the scariest part of going to Empire?"
I think worrying about not doing things right. Because it feels like there are over 2,000 people in that field knowing what they're doing, who have storylines, and then you're going to come along and just be this stuttering mess who doesn't know what they're doing. And that was like the constant fear I had. So I was very quiet for my first Anvil event. I preferred to just be a tourist and kind of see, is this what we do? Okay, right, so no on the accent.
Yeah.
Although some people do amazing accents, though.
Yeah, not me.
I'm looking at Varushka.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Varushkan, yeah, their accents are on point. My accent is awful. It's truly bad, but my accent is meant to be. So, yeah, so it would be... Georgia said it'd be cool if there were immigrants into Anvil and fought against the stereotype of orcs. I think the difficulty there with the orcs is that all orcs have the same sort of stereotype. If people are playing that hatred of orcs to that degree, then all orcs are hated. So the Imperial orcs just become one of the "you're just an orc, leave me alone" sort of thing. But you don't see it that often. I have to admit, I thought Mac was going to go that way and was going to hate the orcs until I spoke to a couple. So I had the conversation, like Paul Venner and stuff like that. And Mac and Grim were outside a Marcher's bar, and an orc came along. He had this chest full of whiskey and these little glasses and stuff like that. And it just got to the point where we gave him a throne and we just sat there drinking with him, and it was so much fun. Had a lot of fun doing that. So that sort of, it's all gone. So you don't really get that as much. But I would like to see you get orc like emissaries and groups turn up and things. So it yeah, so it does that sort of stuff really does happen. But it's all down to how individuals want to play them and how far they want to take it, I guess. So right, let's scroll back up because we just had an entire wave of questions come through.
Yeah, there's a mini bit on the subject of orcs. I went into the orc camp because I had cakes to sell and I was calling them brass cakes. And someone came and challenged me. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" It's like, "I'm selling brass cakes." And they were just like, "Has it got metal in it?" And I was just like, "Fucking hell, this is the best bit of roleplay ever." And it was genuinely just like, if I say yes, will you buy them?
I would say yes. Was it John's asked, did you have a moment of I am in a different world at your first event?
Yes, and it was when all the lights started being lit on the first evening in like of in character stuff. And I
Mm.
think it was just walking down the main drive into Anvil, and you could hear the drumming from the York camp. You could hear like people singing in the Navarre camp, and there was just a second where like I was standing there with my friend Matt, and it's just like, fucking hell, we're like somewhere else now. Like the world's back there, and we're in a field with a load of people, and
Yeah,
this is all just not reality anymore.
yeah. I I definitely know how you feel on that front. My Because when Empire first started, it was a 4 day event for two of them, and then the other two were
Mm.
3 day events. So we were there on a Wednesday. Sometimes we were there on a Tuesday to help set up, but we got me and Kit and a couple of others. We'd get there and we'd be done, and then on the Thursday would be okay. That's fine. Everyone would be there drinking, singing. Then on the Friday we'd be there in character, time in, and that first night everyone was just sort of sat there, not really knowing what to do. But it was like
Mm.
you could see people going around, like trying to feel their way through. And it was really nice. But then you could get people singing just like traditional like shanties and stuff. All of the songs that everybody sings, those sorts of stuff. And that was when everyone was
Yeah.
sort of like, I could get used to this. This is really, really nice. And then it was
Yeah.
like minus a million, but so no one else really lasted. So it kind of ruined it a bit, but it doesn't matter. So Dan said,
I
"What was
loved
your
going on the
go on.
Thursday. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
go on.
no, go on.
I loved going on the Thursday just because you do have that time to kind of, especially if you haven't been before, it's that feeling of you can sit around a campfire and you can sing these songs. Like I still remember sitting around like with some people from the Brass Coast, and then someone broke out into Rocky Road to Dublin, and then Parting Glass, and I was just like, this is what I've wanted to do for so long.
Mm,
And it's just an amazing feeling to have that many people you've never met, and you all know the same words, and you're all
yeah,
just kind of sharing this awesome moment.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I love this. I
Mm.
love all the singing. I love walking around and just hearing people sing. It's great. Dan has asked, "What was your most memorable moment in your first event?"
My most memorable moment was Broken Wheel, where me and two other friends were told by an egregore to go into Dawn and find the Book of Morning Glories.
Okay.
This then led to us crashing a very serious ceremony where everyone was sat around a table. There was a big feast going on. They were lovely. They offered us food. They were all very polite.
Mm,
And this silence just went through the room. And there were two people talking about, my brother, I have left you beyond the gate, but now I take you back home with me. I am here as your brother. We're standing in the corner trying to be quiet when about 2 minutes ago we went in with an Irish accent, a Scottish accent, and a Welsh accent asking, do they have a Book of Morning Glories? Is the spine turgid? Is it big enough? And it was a bit surreal as well. It didn't help that we were wearing tabards over our kit to blend in with Dawn. And because it had been the Shay Games beforehand, for some reason we'd all gotten drunk and we'd all bought cowbells. So standing in the middle of this really somber ceremony, trying not to clang,
yeah.
it was interesting. But I think at some point we'd kind of tipped it off to a couple of people because someone did come running into the tent at some point and was kind of whispering in the ear of the earl that was there, and the earl was suddenly just like, ah. At which point we were just like, the jig is up.
Yes.
If there ever was a jig to begin with. So we now have like a copy of a book that records some glories, so now we need to deface it before the next before the next thing that we do.
Yeah.
But that was honestly one of the best times, like
One of
just being stupid.
I remember going to a funeral in the Navarre, and it was of this guy who I knew, and he was alright. He was a bit of a twat in character. The player, lovely guy. The character, no, he's a bit of a twat. And me and Sophie, she plays Nim. We were sat next to each other, just watching the funeral, and people were going around going, "He was the loveliest man. He did everything for everyone. He did everything for everyone." And I remember Nim sort of leaning over going, "He was a bit of a twat, wasn't he, really?" And I was just like, "Cunt. Absolute cunt." Yeah, that's why you talk about him. And stuff like that. And she was just like started laughing, and the guy's sister was looking over and goes, "Have you got something to say?" And we're just like, "Well, you got to be honest, he was a bit of a prick." Didn't he nick something from you? We were starting slagging him off, and people were just there going, "Yeah, he nicked stuff from me as well. Oh, didn't he nick this off of the magistrate at some point? Wasn't he arrested for this?" And all of this sort of stuff. And his sister was just getting more and more wound up, and we were just like, yeah, it was bad. We just heckled for the whole time. It was like a 20-minute funeral. We heckled the whole thing to the point where they were like, "Yeah, can you please leave? Assholes have good stories." We really are. I am a massive asshole.
The word shenanigans is something I live by at LARP now.
Ooh, shenanigans.
If you can find a good shenanigan, you're a good in for it.
Yeah,
Such as, I think, sitting around at the first song and stories and being introduced to the 5-ring challenge that then kept happening throughout the weekend. It's interesting.
Yeah, get I can't think what I was going to say now. But yeah, go along to song and story time, and then just listening to the little threats and the little heckles and stuff like that. They are great. But yeah, our souls do get all the good stories because they do stupid things. They really, really do stupid things. So like proposing to the Empress multiples of times.
Really?
And,
Which arsehole did that?
I think it was you. But yeah.
The Empress was missing when I went.
Yeah, no, she definitely wasn't when I was there. But yeah, getting to do all of
She
that.
was in the basement with the owl.
Yes. Ooh, ooh. My underground aviary. Yeah, getting all of that sort of stuff, it's great. Or attacking a random freeborn while high as a kite, Mac. That freeborn, I thought, attacked Grim, alright? He was stood over... I got told, Grim's bleeding out. I turned around and I see a freeborn stood over him, so I kicked the shit out of him. I'm allowed to do this. It was loyal. I was showing loyalty here. It turns out it was one of my hallmates who beat the crap out of Grim. The freeborn was defending him, but I didn't realise. So, but yeah, but my hallmate got away with it scot-free. I had to pay a fine. So, but yeah, it was good fun. But yeah, we get ourselves get all the good stories. We really, really do. And it's the more you do, and the more you get involved, and the more you go around. Well, fuck off, Stug. Ask that sort of question. How dare you? Owls, surprisingly sexy or horribly abused birds? Yes, that's the only answer I can give there. But yeah, it was all... Yeah, the more you do, the more fun you'll have. I'm not saying go along to Empire just to be a dick and stuff like that, because you get a lot of fun from doing all the decent, honourable, good stuff. You get some really, really good stuff out of it, because my first character was really honourable and a decent guy, and it was all a case of, yeah, I got so many stories out of it. I got so much stuff that I got to do, and he was a really, really decent, honourable guy, and I've gone completely the other end of it. So it's things. So you get the fun stuff, but you also get stuff pushed upon you as well, because people will look at you and think we might be able to take advantage here. So I'm not giving too much away, but there were a group of people going around murdering people in the Navarre, well, in the Empire, to be honest, and they were picking on my first character's friends, and they were going around, and Cernanos, my first character, lost but 3 or 4 people that were very, very close to him. And then he got told, basically, yeah, we're going to kill you, or we're going to keep on killing your friends. So, when Cernanos was arrested for a murder that he didn't do, Cernanos had to admit it and then get executed for it. Otherwise, there was a list of like 18 people, and they would have all been killed. That's amazing plot. That's huge. I get to run out of a battle. I get to come out of a story like that, saying, "Yeah, I got to do this. All this would have happened." It's amazing. It wouldn't have happened unless you're at Empire, and that's the sort of shit that you get to do, and it's great fun. Yeah. Anyway, enough about me. So, your first days out there. So, what did you do during the first evening then, apart from sell all your mana, sell your cakes and stuff like that? And did you got to experience a bit of song and story time and? Then did you?
Yeah. That was very well publicised throughout Empire. Was any time you went up to someone and said, "Oh, I'm new here to Anvil," the first thing was, "Have you checked out Song and Stories?" It's just like,
yeah,
okay, I'm sensing this is a good thing to check out then. And yeah, we went a bit early and ended up in, I think, the drumming practice. So it's just like, let's just find a bar.
yeah, they're good. That's good. And there's no
I
fun
was
if
not
everything's
prepared.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I was not prepared for how many player-run things that there are there. I thought the people just showed up and role-played, but the amount of people who bring their own tents, make their own bars, make their own food, make tea houses, like, was just bloody hell.
Yeah, definitely. There's loads of stuff like that, and that's one of the best things about it all. So, as Nisab says, no fun if everything's perfect. Definitely not. Get involved in a bit of drama. You love it. It's great fun.
That's why I love that there are people who will willingly go on the field and play villain characters as well.
Yeah. Yes. They are good. There are people there who deliberately want to go to cause a bit of trouble. And that. So, if you watch the Rob stream, he said that him and his other half, Helly, they both were there with their group, and they were there just to cause. They wanted to cause some problems. They wanted to get executed. They want to be inquisited and all of this sort of stuff. But it never happened. But they caused a lot of game. So people who can create game around them, it's really cool. One of the good ways to do it is if you're very charismatic and quite convincing, and you just lie to a couple of people. The snowball effect from that is great, and because it always goes off. It's about something I learnt from playing Vampire the Masquerade is that if your people go out to you and go, "Do you know anything about this?" Out of character, they know 100% that you are the one doing it and are behind it and are running it, and you go, "Ooh, no, I don't know anything about it at all," and they're like looking at it again. Right, okay, you don't. Okay, I'll go over there then. Cheers. It's like, bye. I think it's them actually over there, sorry. And you get that sort of stuff, but that all snowballs and it builds up, and then you can create a lot of stuff like that. So, next up, it's got to yeet. Enjoy the rest of the stream all. Take care. See you later. Bye, Zibay. Conflict, Stug says, conflict needs so much roleplay. Peace is nice, but doesn't spark much intrigue. Matt said, Empire is 90% player run. Every decision of importance is player led. If you want to do something or change something, it's up to you to do it. Yeah. I have happily given away one of my little secrets, one of the little things that I do, because as Mac is an information broker, I do enjoy, and people come up to me and say, "Do you know anything about this?" Even if I don't, I'll say yes. Because you can generally bullshit your way through a lot of it. And then for anybody who knows that now, this is all out of character knowledge, I'm afraid. You can't use this stuff in the field. So you have to... Oh dear, I'm sorry. So John said, hearing the news Kiartan had died was probably the most icy reaction to something I've had. Okay, John, you didn't go to the funeral, mate. You were missed. We knew. Mac noticed you weren't at the funeral. I know you were busy, and I think you were in the middle of a ritual at the time. It's not an excuse. It's fine. But no, it was, yeah, as John said, that was really interesting because we got to do whispers through the gate as well. So Kjartan came running back in as if, because he died in the middle of a battle. So Kjartan came sprinting back out with a sword, screaming at everybody, and he was just like, "Oh shit, what's happened?" And it's like, "Yeah," and the priest was saying, "Yeah, you're in the labyrinth now," and he's like, "Oh fuck," and stuff like that. And we got to like have a nice little chat and all of this. No one told me where it was. I ran around for looking. Don't worry, John. I'm only winding you up, mate. It's all fine. But we will be dragging you out for a bit of knifey table with the family, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so he was like very, very confused, and everybody who was watching was just sort of like, okay, all of his it's like, well, not even all of his family, half of his family were here, a load of other Navari were here, and we were like, what do we do? And he was just like, oh yeah, well, this person's here, oh, he's a twat, yeah, don't like him, don't like these people. It's like, oh, can they hear what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, they can hear you, you just can't hear them. And they were just like, oh, where is everybody? And Kjartan sort of moved towards the edge, and he was going, and they were saying, yeah, this person's in front of you, and he was there whispering, saying, it's like, yeah, you've done well, yes, so you look after this, don't trust this person, you need to do this. And the people that he was talking to, you could see them all laughter and laughter, and then he did that, and they were like, oh, I don't know how to react to this. And it's like so sad. And then he's like, Mac was just like, yeah, you're a twat, basically. And then he went up to him and was sort of like, he just was like, yeah, I'll give you a hard time, but I'm really proud of you. And I was just like, prick. so we all so me, Kit, and Will, the three of the family, we walked off in tears. We were all crying our eyes out. It was so emotional. Like, it was you get that sort of emotion out of it. So sorry, I made it really serious there. Sorry about that.
No, serious is good. Like, LARP is a giant spectrum of emotions. I haven't gotten to the serious moments yet, but I look forward to them.
They are fun. They are fun. If you come out of an event feeling emotionally drained because it's been a very emotional event, yeah, it's a good one. Admiral Baz, I'm torn between Navarre and Marches. Which do you recommend for a noob? It's all down to what sort of character you want to play, I'd say. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd say read the brief, see either what is closest to you if you're new at the whole role-playing thing, or go with the best character you think you can play.
Yeah. I think the Navarre is quite an easy brief, really, to play, because it's a lot, the way the kit looks and stuff like that is really, really accessible. The marches, I've got friends in the marches and they love it. It's really, really fun nation to be. So it's all dependent on what sort of game you want to play, to be honest. That's all I'd say. We've got the Discord and you've got the Facebook groups as well. Just have a chat to both of them. You've got plenty of time, and you can see what you want to see, what takes your fancy. Okay, so Stug says, a serious one for a change. What was the biggest mistake you feel you made at your first Empire?
I think the biggest mistake was when I got home and I think I'd taken about 3 layers off the bottom of my feet because I didn't know I would be walking that much.
Yeah.
I had a 5K walk the day after, and every single step was just like, I regret this so much. So proper footwear, like docks are not enough in a field for the entire weekend. Wear 2 pairs of socks.
Yeah, I would agree with that one as well. John says, Wintermark and Navarre, I would say, are good for noobs because of their regular nation meetups. Moots and standings helps bring new players into the fold. At the first meet of an event, they even ask all those new to Anvil to step forward so others can see who's new. And Roberto says, thanks, I think I'll go for Navarre. I agree with, what John says good. It's the Navarre is an incredibly close-knit nation. That was the thing that shocked me, and I think it shocks a lot of people the most, how close the Navarre are. I am biased, because I've been in the Navarre with both characters. But I would agree with that. I mean, now I'm in Wintermark, but I would definitely say that I think the Navarre is a really is a very strong choice, and you'll do well. If you want to go combat Womble, then you've got the Thorns, and the people who lead them are mildly competent. You've got the magic side of it with the Vates, and there's so many good Vates. They're so knowledgeable. It's really, really good. I think if you're going to go for the Navarre, you're going to have a good time. You'll really have a good time. It's just about getting into the field. Don't pick a striding or steading either. Get into the field, go and talk to groups. And if you are a bit lost, go and have a chat with the 2 feet. But I am incredibly biased there because I am a 2 feet. So it's so I'm incredibly biased there. But I would say definitely go off, get into the field and talk to nations. Don't settle on a group to join before you get there as well. So day 2 then for you. So that's the Saturday then. How were you hungover?
No.
No?
This is the plus side to me. I don't get hungover. I wake up at 5 in the morning, fresh as the daisy.
Wonderful. So you've got all of that sorted. You're there, and you're woken up. So how did you feel then, knowing that you had your first full day at Empire ahead of you? You've had your evening where you get to know things and stuff, and now you're raring to go.
Yeah. I think it was that picture of the golden retriever meme that's saying, I have no idea what I'm doing. So, yeah, most of that day was just wandering around and kind of just seeing what was there. I think at one point someone was trying to find someone else. I offered to go along with them just so I could kind of walk around, because I felt like if I don't have a reason to be in other nations, then like I felt weird about it.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was like trespassing in some way, which you're not. You're absolutely not. So yeah, I recommend anyone, if you don't know what to do, if you are completely lost, have a walk around. Like, do it with some friends. Get the lay of the land, and then you'll see interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of angry people in the Brass Coast talking about Feroz.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Bring up Feroz, definitely. It's that's a great thing to do. Is murder a part of the brief for Navarre? It's
Murder's more of a guideline, really.
Yeah, it's a definite guideline. My favorite bit of one of my favorite bits of the Navarre brief is that you can't betray your enemies. So when you're in a fight, you can use any underhanded, undermined tactic, anything you can think of to win, and as long as you win, as long as you've killed them, you've not betrayed them. So it's why the Navarre will execute everything that moves, even when told not to. That's happened to me a lot. I've been bollocked so often for executing people. But I need to rein that in Wintermark because they're more honourable. I think it's the best way to describe them compared to the Navarre. So yeah, I have to rein in my insanity a little bit. But yeah, the Navarre are very, very good at that. So if you're with a group of, say, 20 people in a fight, and you're suddenly find yourself around behind all of and there's like 5 enemy orc healers there, other nations would just go, nope, we're not touching them, we're going to leave them there, this isn't right. The Navarre, they'd already be dead. They will be wiped out. They'll be gone. Because you can't betray your enemies. It's a really, really good thing. And it's a very enjoyable one to sort of, to explore. So, yeah, you'd enjoy that. I did. I loved it. So, that line prompts great interactions when talking to Wintermark about the Jotun. Yeah, I got into so much trouble over that one. And Grim did as well, because of me. So we had a lot of stuff like that. It's good fun. It is really, really good fun. But yeah. So what was how did you find the food there? That's a good one.
So I went into the field with the one goal of getting one of the trenchers from Spoon.
Oh yeah.
Which I got. Oh my god, it was so good. Seriously, one of the best things I've eaten in my life. I recommend them completely.
Yeah.
I went to Moorish as well. That was after the whole Dawn incident where we were knackered, we were flagging, we were all a bit silly, and we just sat down in Moorish, had a burger, and it was the best burger we'd ever had. I recommend getting a meal ticket, honestly.
Yeah. John stands by the meal tickets as well. I know he does those. Yeah, I think the wooden spoon is a must. The burrito places, I love that one as well. They're really, really good.
Oh, the pizza van. Oh, that pizza van saved my life that weekend.
Yeah, all the food there is good. They do a carvery as well
Yeah.
in one of the tents. I love the carvery. Me, Chris, and Alex, we went off and we sort of like we ducked into this tent because there was no queue and we thought, oh, there's no one here, so what are we going to do? And they were just like, oh, you're here for food? Just like, oh, we didn't realise you were a food tent. I said, what have you got? And they said, oh, we got a carvery. And we're like, oh my god, yes, please. And we had this massive
I didn't
Toby
even know
carvery.
there was a carvery on the field.
It's beautiful. Loved it. Really, really
God.
nice. George
Please
says
give me directions.
it's not difficult to find. The virtues are murder, glory, and tree. Cheers, George. I see drugs of virtue. I wish.
Depends how hard you take them.
Yeah, pretty much. I do take them all. We will take them all. Plug. Drugs, glory, murder, and tree. Drugs, glory, murder, tree, horses. This could keep on going on. But yeah,
This could be the new set of virtues.
Oh, I do hope not.
Empire 2.0.
Yeah, but glory's not a virtue. Where's Ben? I haven't seen Ben in chat for ages. He's not here to argue for glory anymore. I haven't seen him for a while now. Ben, you are missed, my friend. So you've done your food then. Did you get involved in any combat at all? Did you go into any of the fights?
No, I stayed out of combat mainly because I was doing it on a budget for the first time, so I didn't have anything for like armor wise or weapons wise, and I hadn't learned the combat rules. I missed the new player skirmish as well because I was too
Excellent.
busy doing all of the other kind of new player things. So actually, yeah, that is one regret, was that I didn't get to do that. Luckily, I think when COVID is over, there is a fight group like in Bedfordshire around this area that
Yeah,
does that kind of thing.
there's a fair few.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
but-
looking forward to that. Even if I don't get into combat in character, I want to try monstering at least next time, just to get a feel for it and enjoy it, all of that.
yeah. Yeah,
But yeah,
monstering
the
is so much
Saturday,
fun.
most of the evening was the Shay Games and Broken Wheel, so yeah.
Yeah, Broken Wheel, not one of my favourite things.
Still
But
one of the best things to me.
it's a weird one, I find, because
It is.
I'm not a fan, but that's because a lot of people who did it to start off with, they used it as an excuse to just be dicks, and it was wrong.
Yeah.
Very, very wrong. It wasn't the brief at all. So it was a shame, but it has got a lot better. There are still some people out there who use it as an excuse just to be a twat, but it's an in-character twat, and I can deal with in-character twats. So, but a lot of brass coats don't come near Hearst Hall when it's Broken Wheel, because the threats of violence are extreme. They really, really are extreme. So, yeah, so a lot of them don't come near us.
I'll remember that. And dress up like a winter barker next year.
Interesting. You will be told to piss off. So there is lots of stuff like that. So how did you feel then on the Sunday when you knew that like the time's counting down and you've got a couple of hours to go? What was going through your head at that point? Do you remember?
I think on the Sunday, I was mainly bemused. One, because I'd picked up my earnings from the auction house. I'd somehow sold a mystery bag for like 4 thrones, and I was just like, what am I doing with this? Why do I have this money? How? But I think a lot of it was I was not prepared for how exhausted I would be on that day. and a lot of people were going off and fighting their own battles in the morning. So I was quite happy to like relax around the Guild Divine, kind of see what people were doing, take a
Yeah.
walk around with some other people, because I think someone was trying to join our nation at the same time as well. So just following around, seeing how that worked out too.
Raven has asked what the
So
mystery
yeah.
bag is.
So as a way of making money, what I did was I made little bags out of like sari offcuts that I had, and I got one and basically filled it up with little mystery items because I figured it's broken wheel, people will be dumb, people will see a mystery bag and buy it. Like it was good stuff in there. I didn't expect it to like earn that much though. So I feel like
Yeah, yeah. There's
that's like
there's
I'm back
lot
in like
there's lots of stuff like that goes on. Fucking hat films.
I heard that someone sold like a really big painted picture one year.
Yeah, of the Empress, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
went
now
for
I have a
that.
goal for Broken Wheel to just put something silly in the auction.
Yeah, the picture of the Empress went for an absolute fortune. It really did. Um, People put because it's all on the Saturday, isn't it? So alcohol
Yeah.
is now at a premium. So if you've got a bottle of cider or something like that, you can chuck it into the auction because chances are that's going for a throne. Um,
Hmm.
I auctioned off my portrait. That was scooped up quick. I might enter a stick figure. I might just put in a stick figure with a big like penis on it or something like that, just to see how much I can sell that for. I wonder. Yeah, I'll be interested to see, and then I can donate all the money to a drug charity. Um, what things can you buy with IC money? Stickman dong. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll have to work on that. It's going to take a lot of practice. I've got to get the balls right.
Yeah. If you're in the Brass Coast, you can probably buy anything.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that main ethos of everything has a price, whether that is money or whether that's something that you do or.
Yeah, I think with when you get any IC money, I'll be doing IC and real monies. Might do a cheap 2 ring lucky dip. Yeah, I think with IC money you can literally go up to people and buy anything. If it's in character, you can buy almost anything. Obviously, you're not going to be able to go up to someone with their real axe and go, "Can I buy your axe for like 10 thrones or something like that?" Because then no one's going to give you a proper LARP safe weapon or anything like that. That's just silly. But if
I
someone
have heard of a
has,
few people possibly doing that for like exorbitant amounts, but yeah.
yeah, that would be odd. Then I think if I heard of that one happening, but that's only going to go to the stupidly rich in game. There's food and drink are the common ones. Drugs, well, potions, herbs. That's the next one. The big thing that people want though, if you want to make a lot of money, you're looking at bourse seats. So
Mm.
then you can make an absolute fortune out of it. Resources. Um, what else? There's
So I didn't
loads.
learn too much about the bourse. So can you give me a crash course on the bourse?
Crash course on the bourse. The crash course on the bourse.
Yeah.
It's all about national. It's big. It's national positions. It's big seats for like mines, forests, things like that. Some of them have a bit of a plot attached to them as well, which is
Hmm.
interesting. So things can happen because I know Bron had a mine that was haunted, and they came up to him with a skirmish and went, "You need to go and investigate the mine." So he went off on a skirmish to have a look at the mine, and it was really haunted and really bad. And he came out of it with a cursed sword. So that almost makes the game pay to win. No, you cannot use OC money to buy IC money. You cannot use barbarian coin to buy in character coin. So definitely not pay to win. It's difficult, very difficult to get that much money to actually be able to affect everything. But getting any bourse is all done on an auction basis as well. Some seats on the bourse will go for 2 or 3 thrones. some seats on the bourse will go for 100 thrones because they give out more. So Ilium, for example, an Ilium seat on the bourse is very, very expensive, whereas a seat on the bourse that has just mana, not going to be anywhere near as much as that. You will also get some players who will come along, and as I witnessed it, they said this seat was stolen from us. It was a new boss seat that season, and they said this seat was stolen from our family. The first season, the person who holds this seat for the first season is going to receive this item. This item belongs to my family in this nation. And everybody went, oh, okay. Yeah, as Matt has said, it is against the rules to buy and sell icy money and resources for barbarian coin, as is replicating bourse notes, resources, and coinage. If you do like that, you can bet your bottom dollar you're getting a strike, an immediate, maybe even a ban. It's a big, big no-no. So, yeah, definitely don't do that. So it's not paid. Yeah, so just, yeah, don't be a dick and do that. Yeah, so I remember watching it with Bron and Achilles at the time, and they were like, he was like, so yeah, we need to get this back. It belongs to our family, it belongs to our nation, all of this, and say we lost it and stuff like that. So we don't have much money. We can only bid 5 thrones at a top end. Can you please, if whoever lets us, yeah, basically, if we get it, that's great. And then all the resources, I only want the item. The resources will then go off to whoever wants to buy them off of me, basically. And everybody was like, oh, okay, this is good. This is really, really good. This is great. And the person went in straight away. They announced the seat, and the person went 5 thrones, and it was silence. And I was like, oh, they're gonna get it. And then they went, okay, going once, going twice, and then Achilles went 6 thrones and bought it. And then he just turned around to them, and then he just said, yeah, you can give me 5 thrones, and you can buy the item off me. And that was it. So
Wow.
it was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. But the player of Achilles is very, very switched on. Really switched on when it comes to a thing. So yeah, but you can get plot and items and strange things happening through the boss as well, which is great fun. So yeah, the boss is.
So when you buy a bourse, is
Yep.
it just for one season, or do you just own that seat?
No, you own it for a year,
Wow.
and you get each season, you will get a return of such and such amount of resources. So you could get, you could buy, spend 80 thrones on a mine and go, oh, I've got 80 wains of mithril, and then people will come up to you and go, oh, I'll give you 10 thrones for a wain of mithril and stuff like that. So it's yeah, you get a lot of stuff like that. It's great fun. It is really, really good fun. I want to try to persuade Bron to get me on that boss seat as well, because yeah, I just want to see what sort of damage I can do really with all that money. So I think I have to give him like half the resources or something, but the rest of it's mine to do with whatever I want. But I'll still make a fortune out of it. And to be honest, I probably once. Oh God, what's happened? Someone just said Steve, check general. I don't know if I want to. Oh, I can't because yeah, I can't because if I do that, that's going to take over the.
You just have to wait.
Oh right, I see. LARP 2, Electric Boogaloo Virtues. Icy Drugs, Glory Murder Tree, Pizza Van Stickman.
It almost requires a Filka. We didn't start the fire.
We didn't start the fire. Icy Drugs, Glory Murder Tree, Van Pizza Stickman. Yeah, you know how that goes. I won't try to sing again, sorry. So, yeah.
Get Filking, guys.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that one, to be honest. Oh, I've had a look now, George. It's already there, mate. Yeah, so the boss is good fun if you can get into it. if you've got the money to do it, then it's definitely worth it. So is that the sort of area that you're going to look to push into?
It's more wanting to know what options are. So it's the whole thing of, well, what opens up when you have that much money to do that will affect the game and on what level when you get that much money.
Yeah.
Like, if I get to a place where I am like 80 thrones richer, I'm going to be like, right, what can I do with this?
But also,
because ambition and prosperity, you're meant to keep the money moving.
yeah, but I'm quite loyal to myself as well, so I'd like to keep the money too.
Mac is loyal to not being poor.
Yes, pretty much. It's yeah. So, but there are groups out there as well who will group together to buy stuff on the board. Oh, not in the bourse, in the and you get the public auctions as well. So you can get some. You basically get some true Liao. So you go off and you get your past life vision quest.
Yeah.
Which is something I would love to do for Mac, because I am determined. I don't think it's possible, but I want to have been Emperor Nikovar, the Mad, in a previous life. I would love that. That would be so much fun. It would be an interesting one. Ambition is a virtue, and my ambition is hoarding money. Yeah. Alex says I really want to do that. Are you talking about the the vision, the truly out? Yeah, yeah. I know a few people who have done it, and I've heard some really good things. Someone has done it and lied about it all as well. They were probably excommunicated, and they left the empire. That was awesome. Achilles got so rich that when he was told the Empress might want to marry him, his response was something like, "And what do I get out of it?" Yeah, sounds about right. But
I love it.
there are people in the game who are so rich who, when you do stuff for them, they give you a lot for it. There are people in the game, I'm not going to name names because that's for people to find out in the field. But when you go out, if you speak to them and say, I want to do this, can you help me? They'll go, yeah, here's 10 thrones. You go off and you see what you can make with it. And then you come back and you tell me what you've made with it. And then if you've made more, you give me my 10 thrones back and you keep the rest. And things like that. It's really, really good. So I will always encourage people if they want to do stuff in the game. And I will always try to help. Hearst Hall will always try to help people because that's what we enjoy doing. Is what we enjoy doing. I want to help people have fun. Helen her knowledge of potions and doing things like that, her knowledge of numbers and everything like that is incredible. I've never known anyone like it. Chris, and Alex, as the two like thanes of the house, really the heads of the house, the heads of the hall. They are really, really passionate about making as much money as they can and helping people. It's really good. So it's really, really good fun to have everybody motivated to doing these sorts of things. So it's like you get little Josh who's he loves walking around and just doing stuff, and that's what he loves to do. It's really good. Alex says I'm quite nervous about turning up and fitting in because I don't really know anyone. Really don't worry. Really, really don't worry about that. I know a lot of people who turn up into that field who don't know a single person. And by the end of the weekend, they are friends with so many people. They know so many people there. All I will say is don't worry about going out to people to go, hi, what's this? Because they'll tell you. If you are that worried, come and find us at Hearst Hall. Come and have a chat. We don't care. Come and sit with us. We're all good. So you got George. He's in the same, but he's not known people, but he's there. You've got Raven and Rob. You've got that's you know what that's exactly you've got everybody in Discord there, Alex. You've got everybody. You know more people than me. I don't want to bother anyone. Bollocks. You love it. You'll
No.
turn up, you'll sit down, you'll have a chat, and you'll be bang, straight into it. You will love every single second of it. Really don't worry. Really, really don't worry. I can't say that enough. And if you want to sit down and go, "Oh, I need to take 5 minutes to myself," then you wander off and take 5 to yourself, and then you come back. It's so good. It really is so good. Everybody wants to talk to everybody. Everybody wants to talk about what they're doing, what they know, where they're going. If you go up to someone in the league and just say, I'm more than happy to introduce you to people in the league as well as a safe space, because there's a group in the league called the Seawolves who I'm friendly with. I know them from Southampton. I know them from Vampire, and I'm really good friends with a lot of them. And they are the nicest people in the world. They really are.
Weirdly enough, with the Seawolves. So one thing I like about this is my tangent, is the fact of when you get into this, you will be surprised at how many 6 degrees of separations will pop up in that game.
Yeah.
One was me standing outside the entrance to Empire, just like 9-10 o'clock at night, minding my own business, and I just hear, "Rachel?" And I look around, and it's my friend Dave, who I've known for like a couple of years back. He left Milton Keynes, and now he comes to Empire, and he's one of the Seawolves. And
Dave,
we had a lovely little catch up.
Dave is in the Copper in London, Dave.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I know Dave from Vampire. So, yeah, there's loads. You'll be totally fine.
And even if you don't
Yeah.
talk to someone, being a tourist is completely fine. I didn't feel like I wanted to talk to too many people for the exact same reason of, I don't want to like spoil people's game or anything. That's fine. Wait until you work up the courage for it. Enjoy the scenery, enjoy people's conversation, enjoy the gatherings that pop up. Soak it all in.
And it says, I went to a Southampton vampire LARP once. It was above a pub.
See what I mean? 6 degrees of separation. It
Okay.
happened.
When was this, Alex? When was this? You have to let us know this one, because that's where I play. You keep going on that. We've met. This is interesting. Wow. So, yeah, 2017. Oh, yeah. Did you talk to a Giovanni at all? Came and guested me and my girlfriend Sheila. Oh, you have to let me know if you spoke to a Giovanni at all, because if you did, visiting my friend Chris. Oh yeah. Well, if you spoke to a Giovanni, and it was a man in a suit, that was me. So there's So you do it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we've met on that front. Then yes, yeah. Let me know his name, but I think I know who it is. So iLARP are excellent LARP events too, definitely. Yeah, don't want to say last names on chat. No, that's fine. Yeah, keep last names out of it. But yes, let me know. Chuck me a message on Discord and let me know, and I'll go and have a look, because I'm pretty sure we have met. Very small world, but don't worry about going into. Don't worry about going into the field and meeting people. It's really good fun. William17 is now following. Thank you so much for the follow, bud. Really appreciate it, and welcome to the channel. It's so I'd just say, yeah, it's good fun. It's really chilled. It's really relaxed, and you can do whatever you want. So if you find a conversation boring, don't do what I do, because I get up and say, "Oh, this is boring," and I bugger off. Just get up and walk away, because everyone's fine with it. You do whatever you want. You're as safe as you. Yeah, just do whatever you need. You're all good. You are all good. But yep, so that's all the links, the Discord there. So if you're new or not part of it all, then follow those and do the things. Oh, I think everything just dropped out there.
You were.
Yeah, because it now says welcome to the chat room. Interesting, very interesting. So, what are you looking forward to doing the most next time you're in the field?
I think just getting stuff done. Like, so many plans have just popped up over the year. I think it's, for one thing, it's going to be getting rid of all of the mead and the wine that I brewed in the last year that I thought I'd have sold off
Ah,
by now.
yeah.
Like, my house is officially at brewery level now.
Mm,
But yeah, I think looking more into the magic game and getting into that, I really want to see some rituals as well.
mm.
Because yeah, I didn't get to do that last time, and that is one thing I would love to see played.
Yeah, they do some. Brasco's do some good rituals there. They've got some good covens. There's always a market for booze at LARP. Always, always. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, I'm going to have a conversation with a friend of mine who is a brewer, and I'm going to see if we can come up with some sort of deal for alcohol and the street and the hefty fan. See if we can do something. I'll see if we can. I'll
One
have a
thing I
chat
really
with
want to
him.
do is to come up with Brass Coast receipts. So just really nicely illuminated receipts that I can give
Mm,
out as like to people who buy like more than a bottle of mead from me.
yeah, yeah, we'll do this. But if you want to send me any alcohol down, Rach, then I will happily accept
Wait, I've
it.
got like 56 bottles at the moment. I need to get rid of them.
Send them all my way. I will happily test it all. So, um, right, we're going for an hour and a half there, so I think we're gonna have to
Wow.
call it there because we've been going for quite a while. I like the idea of speaking to more people who have only ever been to one event and doing that and finding out what things are like because I think this has been good fun. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. Hope
Yeah,
everyone else has enjoyed it.
yeah. I hope everyone in chat has enjoyed this. Thank you, Steve and Rachel. Great stream. Cheers, Dan. Thanks for staying awake, mate. I appreciate it. So, if people who have been only been to one event and stuff like that, let us know. We're gonna do. I tried my best. We're gonna do a 3 stream a week thing, and it's gonna be definitely. We're gonna do a tabletop game. See about getting that going. So if you want to be involved in that, let me know. We're going to have an Empire stream and then probably either an Empire stream or another LARP sort of related stream. So I am talking to some people there, but I need to start getting my months planned because I'm shit at it. So yeah,
Need a PA.
well, yes, I really do. So, but still, but anyway, thanks everyone for coming along. If you haven't done it already, like the Facebook group because I'm gonna have to start putting more stuff up on Facebook there, the Twitter as well, the twat books, if you will, and all of that. So, what is this plan concept of which you speak? I have no idea, mate. So, but yeah, do all of that and join the Discord because we talk about it all there as well. So, um, I've offered to do the calendar for him many times, Rachel. He's bloody useless. You should see how much stuff Helen has offered to do for me. I am bloody useless. But yeah, once I get organised, it will be terrifying. Yeah, so we'll get stuff going and we'll get more stuff done. So yeah, we'll see you all soon. We'll see you all in Discord. We'll see you all on streams. We'll see you in games. We'll if I don't or to quote what's his name Keith Lemon. If I don't see you in the week, I'll see you through window.
Oh God.
That's awful. I apologise. Join the hefty fam, definitely one of us. And if you want a T-shirt, I've still got quite a lot. Let me know. They're great. They're really comfortable, actually. I've got like 3. I'll wear 3 of them.
Oh, I
So
didn't wear mine for the stream. I missed the trick there.
you have done. You've let me down.
Mm.
So yeah. So everyone, take care. We'll. Yes, you are. And yeah, take care, and we'll see you. We'll see you in chat, and we'll see you we'll see you all soon. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Cheers, guys.